they have done it again. For 40 years, The Economist has released a cryptic roadmap for the world, but the 2026 cover feels different. If 2025 was about the harbinger of the apocalypse, 2026 is about the systemization of chaos. This year, the aesthetic has shifted from the dark block-style warnings of the past to a hyper-connected, spinning orbital map. Today, we will go frame by frame to decode the hidden messages, the secret alliances, and the celebration that might actually be a funeral for the old world order. Watch until the end, because the most terrifying detail isn't what's visible, it's what's missing. The first thing you notice is the Earth itself. It's no longer just a globe, it's a soccer ball. On the surface, this refers to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, hosted by America, Canada, and Mexico. But look deeper. A soccer ball is a game of strategy, boundaries, and high-stakes competition. By turning the world into a ball, the editors are telling us that in 2026, geopolitics has become a spectator sport. The world is being kicked around by elite players, and the pitch is now the entire planet. Notice the black and white hex pattern. It suggests a binary world, one divided into rigid blocks. Us versus them, blue versus red, order versus chaos. Directly in the center, we see the American flag and a massive birthday cake. 2026 marks the 250th anniversary of the United States, but look at the symbols surrounding it. This isn't a happy celebration. Right next to the cake, we see a cracked gavel and a shackled fist. That is the symbol of freedom in chains. It hints at a year where American civil unrest is met with an iron fist. And even more strange, it's the same blue as the American flag's field. This represents the shackled citizen. It suggests that by 2026, the very people who built the system are finding themselves imprisoned by it. In every legal tradition, the gavel is the final word. A cracked gavel means the law is no longer functioning. It's a reference to a post-legal society where power is held by executive order rather than the courts. It represents a broken justice system or a constitutional crisis. While the country lights 250 candles, the cover suggests the house might be on fire. And as we see, Donald Trump is still in the center, as it was on the Economist 2025 cover, and probably he will remain dominant figure on the global stage in 2026 as well. Circling the globe like vultures are drones and satellites. In 2026, the gray zone becomes the primary battlefield. Notice the video game controller positioned next to a missile and connected to the brain. This is a chilling reference to the gamification of war. We are entering an era where software engineers are as lethal as soldiers, and death is delivered through a screen from thousands of miles away. The line between a simulation and reality has completely evaporated. The console shown connected to the brain suggests that games now play a decisive role in character development, identity, and world perception, especially for younger generations. We are living in a digital panopticon, where every move on Earth is tracked from orbit. While the world focuses on war, the economic gravity is pulling us down. The cover features downward trending charts and shipping containers. The crossed swords depicted in the center of the cover are a classic symbol of conflict. This doesn't necessarily mean open warfare with armies and missiles. It's more like a trade, technology, and influence war that's been escalating for years. The two swords placed between Xi Jinping and Trump symbolize not just confrontation, but an ongoing strategic rivalry, a war of economics, technology, influence, and power. It suggests that in 2026, the U.S. China relationship won't just be diplomatic, it will be one of the defining arenas of global competition. Notice the satellite above the container ship, and the way the ship looks like it's firing back. This isn't meant to be taken literally like a military strike from space. Instead, it visually symbolizes the modern rivalry between the U.S. and China. The satellite represents advanced technology and space dominance, areas often linked to U.S. strategic advantage, while the ship, painted in a way that suggests China's role in global trade, seems to respond to that pressure. It's a metaphor for how the two powers are engaged, not just in traditional diplomacy, but in a full spectrum contest that spans trade, surveillance, supply chains, and technological influence. The Economist is warning that rich countries are living beyond their means. 2026 could be the year the bond market bubble bursts. Look at the AI icons. a brain connected to a circuit. Is the $1 trillion AI gamble finally failing? If the AI bubble pops in 2026, the resulting market crash won't just hit tech, it will reset the global economy. They are showing us that the free money era is officially dead. We have become cyber-biological organisms guided by screens. The choices we make in virtual worlds, the armor we wear, the sides we pick, are now dictating our real-world attitudes. Our personalities are being shaped by controllers that, in reality, are controlling us. There's a curious scene on the cover showing an older style vessel, almost ancient, with someone extending a large urn towards Zelensky. This isn't literal, but it's a visual metaphor. It seems to symbolize external support flowing to Ukraine from Europe and allied nations. Just as historic seafarers carried valuable goods and alliances across seas, this symbolic ship is offering something of value to Zelensky's position in the global landscape. It underlines how Ukraine's conflict isn't happening in isolation, but as part of a network of geopolitical backing and partnership. There's a strange focus on health this year. A syringe represents the next generation of weight loss drugs. But there's a darker side. The enhanced games in Las Vegas. For the first time, a major publication is highlighting a sports event where performance-enhancing drugs are allowed. It's a shift from natural to optimized. This isn't just about sports. It's a hidden message about the transhumanist agenda. In 2026, the definition of what it means to be human begins to change. We are moving from healing the sick to upgrading the healthy. Remember the 2025 analysis where we found the Antichrist figure with one blind eye? In the 2026 cover, the human has vanished. Instead, the Earth itself is the body, and the satellites are its eyes. The Antichrist is no longer a person. It is a system, a global, hyper-connected machine that controls food, trade, and war. The individual is being crushed by the total system. If 2025 was the year the Harbinger appeared, 2026 is the year the New World System becomes fully operational. The chaos isn't a mistake, it's the engine. At first glance, it looks like chaos. Scattered symbols, disconnected pieces. But when you step back, you realize this isn't random at all. It's a system. Each element connects to another. Economy to war, technology to control, conflict to information. It's what analysts describe as a world where everything is linked, where crises don't happen alone anymore. They trigger each other. And this is where the idea of the gray zone comes in, not written on the cover, but clearly reflected in it. A space between peace and war, where conflict exists without ever being declared. No headlines, no official start, just constant pressure in cyberspace, in orbit, in financial systems, and even in our own minds. But the detail that stands out the most is something else, what feels like a return of gravity. For years, the global system has operated in an artificial state, endless money printing, rising debt, and markets detached from reality. But the cover suggests something is changing. The pressure is building. In 2026, gravity returns. Systems that were floating start to fall. The weight of reality comes back to economies, to institutions, even to the human body. Whether it's financial bubbles, technological control, or attempts to push beyond natural limits, everything begins to face consequences. And that's the real message hidden in this section. 2026 isn't just about chaos. It's about a system under pressure, where everything finally starts to come back down. While the World Cup kicks off and AI robots take over the workforce, there is one detail that is the most beautiful and most overlooked. Among the tanks, the doping scandals of the enhanced games, and the melting ice caps, there is a person standing alone. And the person standing alone holding a veto decision who does not approve of the broken justice system, the economic crisis, the forced vaccines of the past, the AI that causes unemployment, and all these wars is us. 2026 is being presented as a year of uncertainty. But for those who can read these symbols, the plan is clear. It is a year of intersecting shocks, economic, digital, and physical. They are telling us that the old order is in ruins, and a new, more rigid one is being born. What do you see in these symbols? Did I miss a detail? Let me know in the comments. And remember, the best way to predict the future is to create it, or in their case, to script it. Wait. What?